What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Scenic Fights, Fight Scenes Breakdown. If you like what you see and you enjoy the work, please subscribe, hit that like button, and comment below. All right, let's do this. Colin Chow, he has more like a kung fu style there, but Donnie Yen takes more like a Western striking style. All right, this is cool. Just checking. Boom.
Oh, damn.
And that's actually a legit move. And Donnie Yen caught it. From here, he went into a similar action where as he went under, dropped his knees, threw his partner down. That may look flashy, but it's a legit move, and you do see it in combat sports, particularly in the combat sport of Sanda. I've seen variations like this, or where I hold onto the jacket, I get my elbow underneath. But in terms of the footwork, the lower body, as I enter, especially if he's a bit square and I've done something to widen him out, I will drop right down to my knees and throw him over. A better answer to that situation is that if he identified the kick there, a block like so with this grip would be more effective. If this was caught, he can now bring his hips back, and it's a wide opening for me to step in, create a frame, and chop out the foot and making a collapse happen. All right, so side control.
Oh, it's brutal.
On the knees. Now that's an issue. There's space between the shoulder and his groin, and that would become an issue where the elbow can go to the floor. So Donnie Yen established a side control on Colin Chow. From here, he used it to start throwing knees to his partner. This arm maybe was over at some point actually to deliver the knees. And this is valid. This works. I'm pinning on my chest, and that's a clear shot. Here he swung, sat down, and caught the arm. My right shin stays into the armpit. The left foot hooks the head and goes down here on my back with the arm on my center line. This is how Donnie Yen went into his armbar. I have some criticism here. First, my opponent's too flat. There's a good chance that he can pull the elbow down. And actually, you see that in his form. So when he goes into the armbar, there's a shot where you maybe can see the amount of space that's here. Even if Donnie Yen got this far, with the way he entered, the elbow can drop to the floor. The armbar is gone. A better answer or a better entry would be in a scenario where I somehow got my opponent on his side like this. Maybe I have a hold like a Kimura, where I'm grabbing his wrist, I'm cutting under, and grab my wrist here, and the elbow's higher. So now from here, I can swing over and connect tighter. And now, there's less space. I mentioned previously before in my John Wick breakdown that a general rule for breaking joints is you want to control the joint above it. So if I want to break the elbow, I want to try to control the shoulder joint. So how tight I get is very important for my mechanics of breaking and control. My second criticism of technique is the arm placement on the center line. Not the best place. One, you might hurt your groin. Two, the breaking power is not as strong. What is recommended, in this case, I'm attacking Logan's right arm. Therefore, I'll move the right arm to my right hip. And I bring his right hand to my right shoulder. My elbows, one right elbow will be down, left elbow up. I'm controlling the thumb area here, especially because it's to make a fist somehow. No, it doesn't matter. I'll control the thumb area there and reinforce with my second hand. Thumb, second hand. And here is a better breaking mechanic. All right, this is a cool jiu-jitsu scene. So we start entering now into the jacket. So he's blocking. And now, okay, close guard. That's a legit response in the strike situation, but now he's using the feet properly, yep. And it'll start into a collar sleeve situation now. Boom, sleeve, collar, right
Nice.
triangle. Now,
Sweet.
that's an old school way of doing the triangle. It has changed, and I'll explain that later. He's trying for the choke, and this is actually a real issue. I remember Rampage and Pride.
Oof.
He was doing it, yep.
Damn.
Oof. Punches were flying, legs were up. Using a block here, push the hips to create distance. And so, during the battle, he caught a sleeve grip. This hand then, as he pulled, established a collar grip. Thus, collar and sleeve. Okay, what do my feet do? One foot should be on the bicep. I want to try to deny that, and he grips here as much as possible. So this stays here. My left foot is in one of two locations, either on the hip or hooking the leg so. And this is referred to as a de la Riva hook. Ideally, I would like out of the two to have this, but as guys get well trained, they don't let you have this. So you have to bounce back between the two based on where the fight goes to. This is where what I saw Donnie establish. From here, he went to his triangle choke. One looks like this here. Pull the arm across and locked. From here, he went to a very classic version of the triangle choke where he was squared on and he locked up like so. You had the head centered to the center line and he started pulling. Now, there are some problems here. You can see him upon his shoulder. That's going to affect your squeezing power. You actually need an angle to cover that shoulder up for maximum choking power. The film showed an issue with this old school version of the choke. The ability for my opponent to slam me. So the triangle choke has evolved. This right arm should be grabbing either the armpit or even better, the leg. It is extremely difficult for him to just stand up, pick me up, and slam me down to the floor. And this is cool. I've never seen this in a movie.
Beautiful.
Entry to leg locks. And he went for an inside heel hook. Donnie established a cross ashi with an inside triangle, also referred to as a inside senkaku. The issue in this scene was when Donnie Yen applied this to Colin Chow, made an error in his form where when he tried to break as going flat, he pulled the heel over. Realistically, if done correctly, you want to straighten the leg by leaning back and then push the toes downward. You don't want to pull it over because you're helping your opponent by spinning out. Now, Colin Chow, he got out by taking his leg and kicking the knee off and then started just sliding out. What he should have done is, if this was done incorrectly, as I explained, he should have spun with it, belly down towards the floor, and that would have helped him kick the leg off and slide his knee out. A good general rule for breaking leg locks is, for me, the attacker, I need control of the knee. If the defender can clear his knee in a very safe way, most likely, in a lot of cases, he kills the leg lock, and it provides a very clean, efficient, safe escape. We're getting to the final part of the fight. Again, I don't. All right, so now hooks come in.
Now he's got his hooks.
Yeah.
Crossing his feet, old school.
Yeah. And look, if the guy doesn't know, cross the feet can be valid. If,
right.
And sometimes actually against very bigger people. Mm-hmm. If the guy's super huge, sometimes you have to cross your feet temporarily to hold someone down that size.
Gotcha.
This is not the case here. So in the fight scene, Donnie Yen got stacked. And this is where the final part of the fight was. And he choked them out and won. There are some problems here in terms of efficiency, and especially if my partner is well trained, what can happen? Okay, first, the choke itself. This is no more. The reason why is you can go over, grab, pull, very easy. What we want rather is one hand, the choking hand, on my bicep, the control or support hand on my shoulder. The availability of him grabbing my hand off is very, very hard. What he needs is a finger grip from anywhere from my wrists down to my fingers. This area with the grip will ruin my choke. So my form should be like so. I could be ear to ear, covering my arm, or chin to wrist, depending on how you want to finish. We don't want this. If he's trained, he will know how to cross feet over my ankles and break it. You can do this under certain conditions. A, the guy doesn't know what he's doing. B, maybe he's super big, and you just need to hold him temporarily for the choke, right? So you have some scenarios where this is legit. Okay, how do you want to use our legs here? Well, your 3 variations for proper control. Number 1, full body triangle. If he's too big, because I can't do this, number 2, a half body triangle, where I'm hugging his stomach and the other foot is staying on his hip. If there's a scenario where this top knee comes to the chest here, and I can't cross my feet like I just demonstrated, I cross my feet behind the butt. From here, I could stay here and still do my choke, or I can stretch them open get my foot in and reinforce my legs in a better way, which allows me to apply my rear naked strangle. My last thing I would criticize is especially the position. As you just saw, I was on a side. I do not want an opponent stacking me. It is very difficult to choke someone if that happens. And that's what the scene showed. That's not what I'd recommend in a fight. Take the fight to one of the sides to give you proper choking mechanics. Had great grappling. I liked the judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, the wrestling, and also the striking. My criticism would be how some of the techniques were applied. The armbar, the triangle choke. I'm sure they chose that form on purpose to demonstrate Colin Chow lifting up Donnie Yen and slamming him, as I explained already. And I think that's also good too, to show like the real consequences of bad technique. My grade for Flashpoint in this fight scene will be a B+. Thank you guys for watching. If you're interested in training yourself, look at the link below for Evolution Muay Thai NYC. That's where you'll find me. If you also want to see us break down any more fight scenes, leave that in the comment section below. I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so much.